So, I'm on my way back to the car, and I am right here at this little bridge. And I mean, this is spring water, but I forgot that we're in Appalachia. And I totally just got two big handfuls of water. And as I was drinking the second one, I remembered, I was like, oh shit, Tennessee water. Yeah, so, you hear about Giardia? Might as well find out if it's true. Tunnel. Dumps out into a beautiful scene right there. Sort of, and this is the approach highway to the Pinnacles overlook. Are there salt springs at the Cumberland Gap? Stand at the Cumberland Gap and watch the procession of civilization marching in single file, the buffalo following the trail to the salt springs. The Indian, the fur trader and the hunter, the cattle raiser, the pioneer farmer, and the frontier has passed by. I have not heard of any salt springs. I'm interested if there are, though. Alright, so I'm at the Pinnacle now. The elevation is 2440. That seems pretty low. I mean, that's a lot lower than the Smokies, and really the Smokies were lower than I thought they would be. I think it's kind of funny that this know before you go thing says during a thunderstorm, move away from the overlook, lightning strikes the peak often. That's odd. So, there is a paved path to the Pinnacle, or a ridge trail. I'm not in any hurry to get there, so yeah, let's take the ridge. Alright, so I took a picture of it earlier, but this zigzag, like, mound of earth there, and I guess this too, that is the remnants of a 240-foot long, 6-foot high log and earth Civil War field fortification. So for 4 years, artillery pieces that were placed inside of this drew a bead on anyone climbing Pinnacle Mountain along the Harlan Road. As Confederate troops fortified the gap in August 1861, they cut down all the trees on this mountain for a mile in all directions to clear view for the gunners. This daunting position, the highest of more than a dozen earthworks built by the Confederate and Federal defenders, all this was never used in battle. They cut down a mile's worth of trees in every direction, and then never actually used it in battle. It's crazy, though. It's a good idea. I mean, it's a hell of a secure location for 1861. They got me with the name of this trail. So, technically it's a ridge trail, because it does ride the ridge, but there are no views. I mean, they should have called this, like, the Earthworks Trail or something like that, but oh well, the Pinnacle should be right up here. So it's tough to see, but right here, there's a big smokestack, sort of. So whenever I was at Garden of the Gods, they had one of those. I think it was called the Devil's Smokestack, and it's like basically this massive tower that just I don't know how it forms water or whatever. But there's 2 of them in Makanda, Illinois. It's called the Devil's Stand Table too, that are at Giant City State Park. It's the only 3 I've ever seen before that one. So, the Pinnacle is technically in Virginia? Just don't ask. I have no idea where I am. So, this shows Tri-State Peak. You can't really see anything, but it kind of shows where it is. So, it's kind of right there. So, kind of like right, out there. You kind of see, like, where the lake is, and then off to the left, or I guess on the right on my phone, it'll be like, you got them little kind of rolling hills. It's like the 3rd one down, like where the shadow line is right now. Alright, yeah, this is the Pinnacles. So, this side, so, you see the little bald patch in the mountain there in this first one? That is, the Tri-State Peak is up there, I'm pretty sure, because that's where that power line, I think that's where that power line runs, that we took the picture from earlier. And then, so, that's Fern Lake over there, obviously, and I don't know, this is Middlesboro. Fern Lake, Tri-State Peak, and then so this I think is the plan. Yeah, so this is the town of Cumberland Gap, and then the can you see the overpass? Yeah, the overpass over there. The highway runs through the tunnel here. That's the tunnel we drove through earlier. It comes out right there. And then that is Harrogate. And Poor Valley Ridge is that ridge line that runs up here. And then this is the West Virginia side. There's Powell. I don't know, we haven't been over there yet. Alright, I'm back at the car now. Yeah, so I got to the Pinnacles, and there was a lady with like 5 kids there, and they were sitting there playing around and whatever, so I waited for like 10 minutes for them to leave. And as they started to leave, I tried making a video, but the one kid came back and threw a rock over the edge, then left. Another kid came, threw a rock over the edge, left. And then they both came back because they wanted to race. And, like, they just came over and over, all of them ended up coming back at least once. And so I didn't say anything, I just kept restarting the video over and over and over. But then the sun came out, and it just started filling up. There were like 5 or 6 people out there on the platform, and I was just like, fuck. So I finally just pretended I had a phone call, and I was like, oh, hey, look at this, and then started the video, and just kind of went around. I wanted to have a video and, like, show that billboard or whatever, and then show where it was on the thing or whatever, and it just never did happen. And then, so I tried a total of 9 times to make a video before I just said screw it and pretended to have a phone call. So I was going to try to make a video walking back up the hill, or down the hill, and explain why I was, pretending to be on the phone. And I had to stop it 2 more times because people just walk around and stop and want to say hi and look at what you're doing. And, like, as weird as it is to hear from somebody like me, I fucking hate tourists.